Hey guys, Cody Barton here, and I got the question asked from one of my really good friends that hasn't really focused on building any credit, any personal credit that is, because he's always bought his cars cash or he's always paid his bills cash and just never really got into the habit of getting credit. And so what I want to share is just for those of you that are just getting started and building, your personal credit up from nothing. That's what I want to address is I have no credit, or I have very, very little credit. How do I get this snowball effect working in my favor as quickly as possible? And so I just want to share with you a few tips on how to get that started and how to get that to start snowballing so that you can raise that credit and be able to finance cars at better rates, be able to finance homes at better rates, and then also utilize the rewards that you get for having these credit cards. You can see I have a kind of a thick stack here. This isn't all of the credit cards that I have, but I have almost 20 credit cards now in my collection, I guess you could say, of credit cards. And at first, for those Dave Ramsey people out there, you're probably like, oh my gosh, like you have 20 credit cards, oh, you're probably over leveraged, that's terrible. My first response to that is, well, no, I'm not over leveraged. And my second thing is I utilize these credit cards for very different things so that I could maximize the rewards that I'm getting from using these credit cards. Now, the reason that I showed you, the stack of credit cards that I have is to show you that, look, I have a lot of credit cards. I've, done a lot of the right things, with credit to be able to be in a position where I get the best rates on cars. The new Porsche that I bought, if you've seen the videos about that car on my YouTube, my rate is, just over 2%. For a car that was bought for the mid $100,000 range. So there's a lot of benefits to utilizing credit the right way. I'll probably do another video explaining like what you should use credit for and what you should not use credit for, just because I don't want to see people making bad habits with getting credit cards. And so so let's jump right into it. So if you have no credit, you're just getting started with credit, the first thing I would do, if you have this luxury, not everybody does, but if you have somebody in your family or some crazy friend that would actually do this for you, you can get added as an authorized user to somebody else's credit card. And so, what does that mean? So basically, like one of those credit cards that I have there, I can add family or I can add friends to additional credit cards associated with the same account that I have. As a person of good credit standing, like I am, I can add family or friends. And so what you can do if you have a family member or a friend that would allow you to do this, you can ask them, you could say, hey, I'm trying to build my credit faster and I know you have really good credit. I don't need the credit card, but I'd like to be added as an authorized user because then it's going to attach your credit to their credit card. And so what you can do with that is as they are using their credit card that's associated with that same account, it can start building history for you on your personal credit for them already having a credit card. So that's like a quick hack to be able to build credit quickly with you not having to actually do the legwork. Obviously they would have the risk if they did give you a card to be able to use, you can go use it. But they could also, say if it's a family member, they can take that credit card and they just keep the one that was yours, like in their wallet or whatever they want to do with it, and just be able to give you the benefit of them using their card and paying on it. So then it helps your credit. So that's one of the first ways. Not everybody has that luxury, I know. So I know that some of you are watching and like, I don't have a family or friend to do that. That's not what I did. For myself, I started with the second route, which is a secured credit card. And so what the heck is a secured credit card? So this is a card where the banks don't trust you yet. They don't have a good relationship with you. You don't have any credit or you have really little credit. So they don't want to just say, hey, Billy, hey, Judy, I'm going to give you $500 credit line or $1,000 credit line, because they don't even know if you're going to pay it back. They don't know what your history is, and that's the whole purpose of the credit report and the credit reporting agencies. So what they're going to do, and this is what I would do immediately if you have no credit or you need to start building it and you don't have access to option one, is I would go and get a secured card. Typically, doing this at the bank that you typically already are banking with, so if it's at Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, wherever you're already banking with and you have a relationship, you could just go into the bank, or you can go into an online portal if you have online access, and just say, hey, like, I want to get a secured credit card. And so usually if you have no credit, they'll start you anywhere with a $200 to $500 limit. And so what you have to do, though, is you have to pay to have access to it. So you have to pay $200 or $300 or $500 to put onto the card, and it works kind of as a charge card where you pay $200 and now you have your credit card. You can go and use that and spend, that $200 or $500 security deposit per se that you have on the card, and pay it, use towards that $200. Then you recharge it, charge it back up to $200 or $500, whatever that amount is at. And you could do that over a few months, and then what's going to happen is the bank is going to, start reporting that activity to the credit bureaus. A good place you can check and monitor your credit is Credit Karma. It's not the best place in the entire world. There definitely is more accurate ways, by going to an actual bank, having them do it for you. But just an easy, free way for you is utilizing Credit Karma. And so you can start monitoring the activity, and over a few months, what you're going to start to see is you're going to start to see your credit scores changing as you start using this card. And over a few months' time, it may take a little bit of time, say 3 or 6 months. But after you've used that card for a little bit, what you should do is then go, if you want to aggressively grow your credit, what I would suggest is go back to the bank and see if they'll give you a normal credit card where you don't have to do the security deposit anymore. And you can maybe get a $500 line of credit, and you could use that card and just use it every month, and then make sure you're paying it off so you're not actually paying a ton of money in interest on that credit card. And so you start using that card. What I would suggest utilizing that for, when you're first getting your credit rolling, is things you already spend money on. Do not go shopping with it to buy stupid crap. Use it for things you're already doing. Use it to pay gas. Use it to fill up. Use it to pay gas. Use it to get groceries. Use it for the miscellaneous day-to-day expenses that you already have the funds in your checking account for, that you were already going to spend, not in addition to, but you use that card for what you're already spending money on. And so now what's going to start to happen is you're utilizing the card. Again, you're showing the bank that, hey, I'm going to use the card, I am responsible with credit, and over a few months, what's going to happen is they're going to see that you are a responsible credit user, and you can then, probably raise your credit line. Your credit score, you'll begin to see, starts changing as you make your payments on time and as you continue to use that card. And you can maybe even apply for another one at that point. And so obviously, notice I'm not talking about what's the best credit card, or hey, you should go get this, particular credit card. When you're just getting started, it's just about getting credit lines open. It's about getting established credit going, and it's about getting consistent on-time payments every single month to start growing that track record. And there's never been a better time than now to get started with that, because it's going to help you in so many ways. And you're already spending the money, so it just makes sense to get your credit going and then be able to opt into those awesome cards that have a lot of benefits, for points and travel and different things like that. And so that's what I would do if I was just getting started into the credit world. So, and recapping, one, you can do the authorized user route if you have a family or a friend that would do that for you. If you don't have the luxury of that, I would go route number 2, which is getting a secured card where you're basically paying, and then you're using the card, and then you're recharging it. And then from there, that third step, which is then getting another credit card that you don't have to charge it, and then starting to just, you're putting in the reps. You're putting in the reps of, spending, paying it off, spending, paying it off, not paying a bunch of interest, but just using the card, showing the credit bureaus that you know what you're doing and you're not going to be irresponsible with that money, and that they can trust you, that you're going to pay on time, so that they want to give you more access and more access to more money. So hopefully that was helpful. I know I don't do a ton of videos on credit on my channel, but over the last 10 years of having credit cards and using them, I've been able to get a credit score of over 800. I've literally never missed a payment ever on any of my stuff in my entire existence of having credit, so obviously that helps as well. And that's where I have a chunk of different credit cards ranging from 0% interest, so literally free money, to great rewards benefits for me to get flights for free, hotels for discounts, hotels for free, and a lot of other awesome benefits just by being a responsible human being with credit. So hopefully that was helpful. For those of you that are just getting the credit game started, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any of those for you down in the comment section below. If there's other videos you'd like to see me make on credit, make sure to post those below as well. Happy to do it. So as always, if you got any value from this video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you in the next video.